welcome back to Anima Anatomia. Today we will discuss the second part of the liver, that is blood supply, venous drainage, lymphatic drainage, nerve innervations and microcirculation. So hepatic circulation, the liver receives a unique dual blood supply as compared to the other organs. This dual blood supply is known as hepatic circulation. Hepatic circulation allows the liver to perform its various diverse metabolic activities. So we have the hepatic portal artery. We have the main blood supply to the liver is the hepatic artery proper. So hepatic artery proper, it is the direct branch of the celiac trunk, and celiac trunk, it is the branch of the abdominal aorta. Celiac trunk, it arises at the level of T12 vertebra. Again, this celiac trunk is divided into three main branches. That is the common hepatic artery, and we have the left gastric artery, and we also have the splenic artery. Now, this common hepatic artery, it is divided into two parts. That is gastroduodenal artery and proper hepatic artery. Again, this proper hepatic artery divides into the right hepatic artery and left hepatic artery. We have the scheme of principal blood vessels of the hepatic portal circulations and the arterial supply and the venous drainage of the liver. So we have the first one, we have the hepatic portal circulations. The key component of the hepatic portal system is the hepatic portal vein, splenic vein and the superior mesenteric vein. And this hepatic portal vein, it is formed by the union of splenic vein and the superior mesenteric vein. Now this splenic vein has a tributaries from the portions of the stomach, pancreas and the portions of the large intestine, and the superior mesenteric vein has the tributaries from the small intestine and the portions of large intestine, stomach and pancreas. Now we have the arterial supply. So the arterial supply to the liver comes from the proper hepatic artery, and proper hepatic artery, it is the branch of abdominal aorta, and abdominal aorta, it rises from the heart. Now we have the drainage from the liver. That is the hepatic veins. Hepatic veins drain into the inferior vena cava, and inferior vena cava put the drains into the heart. So next one, we have liver lobules, which is the basic functional unit of the liver, and it is the hexagonal shaped structure, and it is responsible for most of the liver's metabolic activity. And liver lobules consist of three main components, that is hepatocyte, then we have the sinusoids, then we have the central vein. Now, what is hepatocytes? Hepatocytes is the main liver cells that performs the various functions inside the liver, such as bile production, detoxification and nutrient processing. Then we have sinusoids. What is sinusoids? Sinusoid, it is a collection of specialized blood vessels that carry blood from the portal tract to the central vein, and later on I will talk about portal tract. And sinusoids, it is lined with the endothelial cells and the Kupffer cells, which is the macrophage cells of the liver. And next one, we have the central vein. Central vein, this vein collects blood from the sinusoids and drain it into the hepatic veins. So hepatic lobules, it is the functional unit of the liver, and it is the hexagonal structure. You can see this one, it is the hexagonal structure, and it consists of mainly three components. First one, we have the hepatocytes, that is the liver cells. Then we have the sinusoids. Then we have the central vein. Now hepatocytes, it is the main cell of the liver that is responsible for the main metabolic functions inside the liver, that like bile production, clotting factor production. Then we have the sinusoids. Now what is sinusoids? You can see sinusoids, it is the specialized blood vessels that carry blood from the portal tract to the central vein. Now we have the central vein. What does this central vein do? This central vein collects the blood from the portal tract, and they will then filter it out. So next one, we have the portal tract. What is portal tract? It is the cluster of three structures that is found at the corner of each hepatic lobules, and the first one structure is branch of hepatic artery, arteriole, branch of the portal vein, that is venule, bile duct. Then what is the function of the arteriole? It supplies the oxygenated blood to the liver, and portal vein, it carries deoxygenated blood from the digestive tract to the liver. Then bile duct, it carries the bile produced by the liver cells to the gallbladder for storage and concentration. As we know, the bile which is produced in the liver cells, that is the hepatocytes, and it is carried to the gallbladder for storage and concentration via the bile duct. Portal tracts. Portal tracts, it is the cluster of three structures that is found at the each hepatic corner of each hepatic lobule. These three structures are hepatic artery, this one is the bile duct, and this one is the portal vein. Now just took a microscopic picture of the hepatocytes and we will see the portal tracts. This one is the venous blood from the intestine, and that comes into the portal vein. We have also the arterial blood, and we have the bile duct. Means these three structure, it forms the portal tracts. Now this portal tracts secretes their blood into the central vein, and between the central vein and the portal tract we have the structure that is sinusoids, that is a highly vascular structure that carry blood from the portal tract to the central vein.
Now let's discuss about the venous drainage of the liver. First of all, after the process of digestion and absorption, all the nutrient-rich deoxygenated blood supplied to the liver via portal vein from the all organs. Then after that, this portal vein divides into two parts, right and left. Then this right and left provide the venous drainage to all the 8 segments of the liver. And after that, in these 8 segments, the venous goes into the microcirculation. And after that, after passing through all the sinusoids, the blood is collected into the hepatic vein. Then first of all, actually the central vein which combine to form the collecting vein. Then that collecting vein thus combine into the hepatic vein. And from all the 8 segments, the hepatic vein comes. First of all, the right hepatic vein, middle hepatic vein, and the left hepatic vein. These 3 hepatic veins provide the venous supply to the inferior vena cava, and after all the process, this inferior vena cava provide the circulation to the heart.
Now we can see the lymphatic drainage of the liver. So it will be occurs into the 2 aspects, anterior aspect and the posterior aspect. So the anterior aspect mainly done by the hepatic lymphatic nodes, which can present along the lymphatic vessels duct in the lesser lumen. After that, it will be drained into the celiac lymphatic node. Then further, it will be drained the one of the part of the lymphatic node known as the cisterna chain. Then after that, we can see the posterior aspect of the liver will be drained by the 2 groups of lymphatic nodes. First is the phrenic, then second one is the posterior mediastinal lymphatic nodes. Then after it will be both are joined into the right lymphatic thoracic duct, and it will be further drained into the right subclavian vein, which can after that it will be present in the systemic circulation. For better understanding of the lymphatic drainage of the liver, so we need some diagram. So as I previously mentioned, the anterior aspect of the liver will be mainly done by the hepatic lymphatic nodes, which can present along the lymphatic vessels and duct. After that, it will be drained into the celiac lymphatic nodes, and it will be further drained into the cisterna calli. Then the posterior aspect of the lymph node will be drained by the phrenic lymphatic node. Then after that, it will be meet into the right lymphatic duct and drained into the right subclavian.
I will discuss about the innervation of the liver. So the parenchyma of the liver is innervated by the hepatic plexus, and hepatic plexus which consists the 2 fibers, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic fibers. Sympathetic fibers from the celiac plexus and the parasympathetic from the vagus nerve. So the liver is innervated by the 2 fibers, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic fibers. So the sympathetic fibers is starting from the T5 to T12 spinal nerves, and from T5 to T12 spinal nerves, it forms the greater splenic nerve and the lesser splenic nerve, and these two will join and form the celiac ganglia. and this celiac ganglia further will form the superior mesenteric ganglia, and the superior mesenteric ganglia will be go to the porta hepatis and form the hepatic plexus. The second one is the parasympathetic nerve fibers. The parasympathetic nerve fibers is originated from the medulla oblongata via vagus nerve, and it will go to the porta hepatis and form the hepatic plexus, and this hepatic plexus further will follow the hepatic artery and the portal vein.
We will look at previous year question. So question number first, which is true regarding portal venous system? Option A, whole system is valveless. Option B, valves are present at the junction of superior mesenteric artery and splenic artery. Option C, valves are present in the intrahepatic system. Option D, there are about 10 to 12 valves along the entire course. So the correct option is option A, whole system is valveless. Then next question, which of the following nerves provides sympathetic innervation to liver? The option A, vagus nerve. Option B, greater splanchnic nerve. Option C, phrenic nerve. Option D, pudendal nerve. So the correct answer is greater splanchnic nerve. Option B. The next question, which artery primarily supplies oxygenated blood to liver? So option A, portal vein. Option B, hepatic artery. Option C, splenic artery. Option D, superior mesenteric artery. So the correct answer is B, hepatic artery.
Last, thank you for watching Anima Anatomia. Please like, share and subscribe our channel.